Hi, I'm Aisling from Beaut.ie and today I'm going to show you how to apply false lashes. So these are really tricky and a lot of people do struggle with them, but there's a little bit of a few little tips that are going to help you along the way. So I'm using eyelashes for the purpose of today, but usually when you're buying lashes, I suppose the main thing that you need to kind of be aware of is that the strip along the top of them, so just this little strip here, that is quite fine, because the thicker that is, the harder it's going to be to blend it into your natural lash line. So I'm just going to take, usually they are actually marked right and left, so just if you can see them there. If they're not, that's okay as well. Just make sure that the smallest part at the inner corner of the eye is actually just a little bit smaller than the outside. Otherwise, if they're even, it doesn't matter. I think it doesn't matter whether they go left or right. So I'm just going to start with the right one, and I'm just going to remove that from the box. The glue inside these boxes are generally not amazing. So instead I would recommend to go for duo glue. So duo glue you can get in any kind of Boots salon services, you can get it online, but it is a latex based glue, so if you have a latex allergy, avoid it. But other than that, it's a really good glue. It does stick and it lasts for ages. Once I've removed the lash, the most important thing that you need to realize is you don't have as much eye space when you're face up against the mirror. So when you're looking down into a mirror, you have a lot more to work with. So if I kind of tilt my mirror here and tilt my head back, and then I kind of look down into the mirror, I then all of a sudden have a lot more space to work with, and it's going to be easier for me to apply the lash. So with my lash, sometimes they can be quite straight, so even just bending them in half like this and then just squeezing the middle of it is great to just give it a little bit more of a curve, because the natural lash line is curved. The second thing I want to do is measure the lash before I put glue anywhere. It has to be the same length as your own eye area, and a lot of them can be a little bit bigger because some people's eyes are bigger, some are smaller. So I'm just going to take it, looking down into the mirror, and I'm just going to hold it against my own natural lash. So then I can actually see if any of it needs to be removed. These ones are actually quite small, so I'm not going to cut anything off. And I'm just going to take just the back of a mascara wand, so just one of these spoolies. And I'm going to take a little bit of the duo glue that I've just put out on the side of the box. And literally I'm turning my lash over and I am running that along underneath and on that track line. So just make sure that on either end there's a substantial amount of glue, because that's kind of the areas it tends to lift. And once I've done that and I'm happy with the result, I'm just going to put that aside and I'm going to do it to the other one. The thing about the glue that you have to remember is it actually will not stick unless it goes tacky. Because it's a latex based glue, it needs time to dry before it'll actually go tacky and stick. So you can either shake it or blow on it if it's for personal use. If it's for someone else, obviously don't do that. And then once I've done that and I'm happy with it, you can even kind of just test it out by bending it in half and just kind of touching it against each other. And once that kind of starts to string, you know that the glue's kind of starting to go off and it's ready, it'll stick. So again, I'm tilting my head down and I'm just going to pop that on top of my own lash line. And then I'm just gonna take my finger and I'm just gonna pull up my eyelid. And I'm just literally placing it as close to my lash line as possible. And then I'm going to use my finger and thumb and I'm squeezing my own lash line and the false lash together. So even if you're making sure that there's nobody behind you or anywhere in and around you, you can take a tweezers and you can actually just, again, lift your own lid, which gives me more space to work with. So I can kind of just tilt that, and I can go in with the tweezers and just pinch my own lash line and the false lash together, and that way I know that they're bonded tightly together. But with the tweezers, be so careful that there is nobody behind you. If someone knocks your hand, it's so dangerous. So please just be so careful, and don't do it drunk or anything else. Just be really careful when you're using any form of tweezer device. Okay, so now I'm just going to leave that dry, and I'm going to do the same to the other eye. Okay, so once I have done that, you can actually get a little bit more duo glue. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of that out, and your mascara wand again, and just being really careful. And this is just for people who kind of are wearing them all day or for long days like weddings or anything like that. And you can take a little bit and just apply it on the inner corner and the outer corner of that lash line. So that's just going to hold it on for a lot longer throughout the day, and then if it does have a tendency to lift, it just won't with this kind of a technique. So I'm just going to hold my eye down, and I'm just popping a tiny bit on the outer corner and the inner corner. You can do it all along the line if you want, just be really careful kind of when you're doing it. And you can always get a cotton bud after, or just use your finger and just kind of wipe away any excess glue. That is white now, but this glue dries clear, so it's actually perfect. So don't panic if it's all white and you think it looks bizarre. So again, I'm going to do the same on the other side. Okay, so once that glue has kind of dried clear, the next thing you want to do is just basically bond your own lashes with the false lash. Obviously they can be different colors, they can be kind of different shapes and sizes, so sometimes your lashes can be very straight, and sometimes these ones are generally quite curly, so you do need to use a little bit of mascara to bond them together. And today I'm just using 17's Long Lash to do that. So when you're doing mascara, I always start with the bottom line, and the reason is when you then go to do the bottom, if you've already done the top and you've done your eye makeup, it can transfer above. So I'm just going to start with the lower lash line. And then I'm going to go in with the top. So again, just looking down. I'm getting right in at the root. And don't worry if you get a little bit of mascara on your face. It happens all the time, even to the best of us. I'm just going to use my mascara wand. I'm just going to pick it off with that, and then get my makeup brush again and just get rid of any excess. Perfect. And that is how you do false lashes. So if you have any questions about this video, or if you're struggling with anything in particular, please do comment below. I'd be happy to answer your questions. And if you have any other questions that you would like to ask, or any videos that you'd like us to make, please do comment or tweet us or Instagram us, or comment on site or on YouTube, and we would be happy to make those videos for you. So we'll look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much.